So what makes it that a person would buy your product versus another person's product? Well, at the end of the day, there's a few elements. Number one, there may be, let's use, I sell chocolate, for example. Or let's use chocolate, right? So number one, is your product good? So most products are average. So what differentiates you from the others? Is your product actually good? Not a little good, fucking awesome. Well, if your product is number one, fucking awesome, now why would the person not want to eat your product instead of another one's? If your price now is competitive, why would they not want to eat your product instead of somebody else's if yours is dramatically superior? So the number one thing in sales is, well, is what you're offering actually, does anybody want that? Number one. And is the solution you're offering actually good? Are you an expert? Are you actually good at what you're doing, or are you just another person? Another yoga teacher? You know how many millions of yoga teachers are? Are you an actual expert? So if there's a need, it's a good start. Then can you solve the problem? Well, yeah. At what level do you solve the problem? Are you an expert? Really, not in your fantasy, not in your imagination, not in your want to be, wish, believe, not in 5 years or in 10 years. Today, are you an expert? Now, if you have these two components, you're already well placed. Then the rest is now you have to position yourself. People have to know that you exist. And then that's marketing and everything that comes around that. But this is a skill set that can be learned. You can work with professionals who are marketers. I've worked with lots of people paid thousands of dollars that they teach you how to create funnels, how to create businesses online, how to create all kinds of things. But they can't teach you to have a good product. They can't do that for you. They can teach you how to use Facebook. They can teach you how to run YouTube. They can teach you a bunch of things. But they can't compensate for is your product good? Can't do that for you. Is there an actual need for it? Can't do that for you. And are you going to actually work? Can't do that for you. Do you want quick, now? It's not going to work. Can't do that. They can't teach you patience, resilience, and foresight. Meaning you have to work 3 to 5 years strongly, intensely, resiliently, rhythmically to achieve some kind of goal, to get some kind of momentum. Right? All this to say, so if there's a problem and you can solve it, and can you solve it like an expert? Are you really an expert, or are you just another person pretending or wanting to be an expert? And then now, can you respect your business model and make yourself available, position yourself, be in relation to people, start using marketing that respects your values as an entrepreneur and your business model and whatnot, and be consistent to make your product available for people. It's as simple as that. But how hard is it really? A lot of people have fantasy problems. They don't know reality. They don't know what people have as actual problems. They don't understand people. Number two, maybe they do understand people. They're not actually an expert. They're just average at best. You're average. Nobody cares. Why am I going to listen to you? You clearly are not an expert in any way, shape, or form. So it's not that that person can't do business. It means the level of success they may aspire to, unless they are a showman or showwoman and compensate by making a lot of noise, or compensate by using another aspect of business such as marketing to enhance their appearance, right? Well, I wasn't an expert. I wasn't born an expert. You have to learn your craft and become good at it. And with years of experience, you become quite good and also become specialized. Obviously, my content is specialized content. Well, once upon a time, it wasn't as specialized as this. I did lots of stuff before I'm talking to you like this today. Yeah? Selling nothing on top of that. Air. Just so that we understand. And then there's the whole actual machine of business, which is distribution, which is a whole science on its own. So if you have all these elements, that there's an actual problem, you know actually how to solve it, and you know how to solve it in an effective manner. You don't even have to say superior to another person. I'm an expert. Well, there's not a lot of experts in the world. Are there? And now do I have the patience to actually learn how to create the machine and work with people who can help me to build the machine to make my product or my content available for people? Right? So if we use the example of chocolate, which is a random example, we could sell shoes for all we care. It's similar. Well, is this a good shoe? Does it solve a problem? What problems does it solve? And now are you willing to make the effort and work with all the thousands of people that you got to work with, the hundreds of people, to get your shoe in the hands of your client? That's a lot of work. That's a lot of networking. That's a lot of people you got to deal with. And you're going to have to build a team, and you're going to have to deal with the team. That's inner stuff. You got to deal with a team. Every day you go to work, you got to deal with people. Imagine you go to work and the atmosphere sucks because that person's an asshole and this person's depressive and that person's unmotivated. How the hell are you going to sell your shoes? That's not even the outside people. Right? Then you start to contact people because other organizations are there to help you solve problems. For example, I need a distributor. That person is able to get your product in, let's say, 50, 60 stores. Well, I need to talk to that person. So now I have to talk with that person, and that person works for an organization, and they have their business model. So now how do I tune myself to you? So I have to have the ability to tune myself to other people and their needs and understand, well, that person doesn't give a fuck about you, do they? Well, kind of, sort of, but not really. So I have to now be able to help that person in their business, which means I'm intelligent enough to understand business, to understand that I'm in the business of solving problems for other people. I may want to sell my shoes, but that person, the distributor, is his own business. So I have to be good for business for him. That's win-win. How can I help you? That's a mindset. And what's the mindset at the end? That's my, let's call it my approach. It's the line-hard approach. I want it to be smooth. And then it's part of the culture of my business. Every time you're going to call a person, the person's experience with you has to be A+. They have to relax when they talk to you. That's the kind of person I am. You hang out with me, unless you've fucked up and I'm going to get annoyed, you're going to relax. That's the experience. That's what I can provide because our culture is relax. Flow in relaxation. Develop skills in relaxation, grow in relaxation, serve in relaxation. That's the culture. That's what I stand for. So when I contacted another organization and let's say they don't have the culture of relaxation, whatever culture they have, they stress. So I want that for the 5, 7, 10 minutes or even the answering machine message that they have with me is, oh, it's her. Not, oh, it's her, I want to fuck her. Or, oh, it's her, oh, no, not her. Oh, exhale. Then they may want to fuck her. That's not my problem. But the issue is, what I want is, they relax. It's a pleasant experience that is part of the culture of my business. I want you to want to do business with me. Number one, because I'm professional. Number two, I don't steal. I don't cheat. I don't lie. I don't deceive. That's just who I am. That is part of the culture that I create. So that any person who wants to deal with me knows what to expect. I'm not going to hustle you. If I make a mistake and it's my mistake, I'm going to say, I see where my mistake is. I apologize. Let me correct that mistake. That's just who I am. I don't want to take something for free. If you happen to make a mistake and I'm going to tell you, excuse me, sir, you made a mistake. You gave me too much money. I don't want anything for free. I don't want to cheat. I don't want to steal. That's just the person I am. There are people who play hockey or play football or play basketball. They respect the game. There are other people they're going to give you that extra the extra elbow in the ribs when they body check you. Some people are like that. There's always different kinds of players. This is the person I am. And why? Because this is who I am. I like to bring that energy, and when I interact with another person, they know what to expect and they can relax. And I like to work with people when they're relaxed. So for me, all of that is what achieves success. If one of these elements is not there, you're going to fail. Some people don't have they're not excellent at solving problems. So they may compensate with marketing and the allure and making everything look like it's amazing and extremely good customer service to compensate for the fact that the product sucks. So that may swindle some people, but sooner or later people will say, well, that product is not as excellent as it seems. Go to Amazon, read reviews, you get a sense of things. So all of this is I guess I'm simplifying, but it makes sense. It's a nice synthesis, is what allows a product of any kind, whether it's information product or brick and mortar product, something that you sell, to succeed. Is there a problem? Real one, not imaginary. Is that problem increasing? Can I bring a solution? Is my solution innovative? Am I good at what I'm doing? Can I actually solve the problem? I don't want to say, can I solve it better than another person, because I'm not in the mood to be better than a person, but in my brain somewhere I think of that. But can I solve the problem like an expert, like a professional? Am I a pro at solving the problem? Do I understand the nuances of the problem I solve? Do I respect myself within this? Do I understand my customer and his needs or her needs? And now how do I create a machine or a system, an organization around that to help solve problems for people? It's the machine, technically. And the machine has to be as good as you. I can be the greatest problem solver on earth. If the machine around me sucks, I ain't going to solve no problem. I promise you that. Before the people get into the front door, they want to leave because the business is ugly. Step into the room, it's ugly. Step on the website. I detest ugly websites. Ugly website, it's ugly. I'm like, your organization, your website's ugly. It's like you come into a business meeting, you're not properly dressed. Get the fuck out of here. It's a bad experience. No. Right? Anyways, let's not get into fashion. But you see what I'm trying to say.